Good morning, good evening, depending on what time you're listening to this. This is episode 15 of the Heartland Writers podcast of a daily reading of the Bible. I am Jordan McDuff, the chaplain for the Bloomington, Illinois chapter of the Christian Motorcycle Association, and today is January 17th, 2023. We'll be reading out of the ESV Bible today, and we'll be picking up Genesis 18. And the Lord appeared to him by the oaks of Mamre, and he sat at the door of his tent in the heat of the day. He lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men were standing in front of him. When he saw them, he ran from the tent to meet them and bowed himself to the earth and said, O Lord, if I have found favor in your sight, do not pass your servant. A little water be brought, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree, while I bring a morsel of bread that you may refresh yourselves, and after that you may pass on, since you have come to your servant. So they said, Do as you have said. And Abraham went quickly into the tent, and Sarah said, Quick, 3 seahs of fine flour, knead it and make cakes. And Abraham ran to the herd, and took a calf, and tender and good, and gave it to a young man who prepared it quickly. Then he took curds and milk in the calf that he had prepared, and set it before him, and he stood by under the tree while they ate. They said to him, Where is Sarah your wife? And he said, She is in the tent. The Lord said, I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah your wife shall have a son. And Sarah was listening in the tent door behind him, and now Abraham and Sarah were old, advanced in years, and the way of women had ceased to be with Sarah. So Sarah laughed to herself after saying, After I am worn out, the Lord is old. My Lord is old. Shall I have pleasure? And the Lord said to Abraham, Why did Sarah laugh and say, Shall I indeed bear a child now that I am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the appointed time I will return to you about this time next year, and Sarah shall have a son. But Sarah denied it, saying, I did not laugh, for she was afraid. And he said, No, you did laugh. Then the men set out from there, and they looked down towards Sodom. And Abram went to them and set them on their way. The Lord said, Shall I hide what I am about to do from Abraham? Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all nations of the earth shall be blessed in him, for I have chosen him may command his children of his household after all, to keep the way of the Lord by doing righteousness and justice, so the Lord may bring to Abraham what he has promised him. And then the Lord said, Because the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and their sin is very grave, I will go down and see whether they have done altogether according to the outcry that has come to me, and if not, I will know. Abraham intercedes for Sodom. So the men turned there and went towards Sodom, but Abraham still stood before the Lord, and Abraham drew near and said, Will you indeed sweep away the righteous with the wicked? Suppose there are 50 righteous within the city. Will you then sweep away the place and do not spare it from the 50 righteous who are in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to put the righteous to death when the wicked, that so many righteous fare the wicked. Far be it from you. Shall not the judge of all the earth do what is just? And the Lord said, If I find at Sodom 50 righteous in the city, I will spare the whole place for their sake. Abram answered and said, Behold, I have undertaken to speak to the Lord, whom I am but dust and ashes. Suppose 5 of the 50 righteous are lacking. Will you destroy the whole city for the lack of 5? And he said, I will not destroy it if I find 45 there. Again he spoke to him and said, Suppose the 40 are found there. And he answered, For the sake of the 40, I will not do it. And then he said, Oh, let not the Lord be angry. I will speak. Suppose 30 are found there. And he answered, and he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there. And he said, Behold, I have undertaken to speak to the Lord. Suppose 20 are found there. And he answered, For the sake of the 20, I will not destroy it. And then he said, Oh, let the Lord not be angry. I will not speak again, but this once. Suppose 10 are found there. And he answered, for the sake of the 10, I will not destroy it. And then the Lord went away when he had finished speaking to Abraham, and Abraham returned to his place. This has been the reading of the Bible. I'm back from my travels, and it's been pretty fun, just kind of relaxing and being back. And I hope this finds you well, and have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. See you later, guys.